What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raise.
Netflix's teen Australian reboot of Heartbreak High arrived and took us on a wild ride with a bit of nostalgia, impressive storylines, and an even more cast ensemble. But has Netflix renewed Heartbreaker High? Since you decided to watch this video, you've already binge-watched the very addictive Netflix show, and now you want to know whether you should wait for yet another incredible season. Before I jump into details, let's make it clear that there will be some major spoilers. Now, since we live in a world where the film industry makes some pretty awful reboots, we kind of expected to see another failed project, and we aren't really enthusiastic about the Heartbreak High reboot. But surprisingly enough, the show has been trending on Netflix since its premiere last week, which is a good reason for Netflix to renew the series. Right? The 8-episode Australian series is a remake of a 90s series that ran for 7 seasons. As you already know, the show follows a group of Australian teenagers. These teens' lives take a wild turn when their secret hookups at Hartley High get exposed. The outcome? Pretty intense. One of the best things about this project is, as previously mentioned, the cast. Not only did the creators choose a perfect cast ensemble, but they also did an incredible job with its characters. To put it simply, this show is an example of good character development. We don't know about you, but we feel like this is what Elite would like if it made a crossover with Heartstopper. So, when and what can we expect from another season? Here's everything we know. First announced in December 2020, this series was released 2 years later on September 14th, 2022. What most viewers enjoyed about the show is its diversity. And yeah, we are obsessed with each and every character. But Heartbreak High had a more difficult path to success. Netflix subscribers didn't really get into the show initially, with the show failing to perform well outside of the borders of Australia. All it took was a week for people all over the world to realize what they were missing. And boom! Heartbreak High became one of the most popular Netflix projects released this fall. Now, some of you might be surprised, but according to some reports, the show became popular thanks to TikTok. You see, more and more people were making videos with this series, which led Heartbreak High gaining more and more viewers on Netflix. On October 2nd, the Daily Telegraph in Australia reported that the show had been renewed for a second season. However, according to Netflix, the show hasn't been renewed yet, and we'll have to wait until they give an official green light. You have no reason to worry because a continuation is guaranteed, considering the success of the first installment, and Netflix is just taking its time until officially announcing the continuation. This only brings us to a potential release date.
Your names are on the map in the stairwell.
This is a sexual literacy tutorial.
Unfortunately, it's a bit early to know when the show's continuation is coming out, since Netflix is already taking more than it should in order to renew its great projects. As with most Netflix shows, the show returns depends on one thing: ratings. So if you want to see a continuation, make sure you leave a good review and binge watch the show's first season for the second time. I know I'll do it. But since the original Heartbreak High lasted for a full 7 seasons, the remake could also enjoy a long path. Right? We also need to mention that the new creators are not taking a lot of inspiration from the source material, with the reboot being totally different than the original show, which is a good thing, at least according to us. But what do you guys think? Now, let's see who the returning cast members are. If Netflix doesn't cancel the series, we should expect to see Maggie Dance reprise her role as Nan. This granny stole our hearts in the first installment, and it would be sad if she doesn't make a comeback. Aisha and Asher are also expected to return for season 2, along with James as Darren, Chloe as Quinny, Thomas as Malachi, and Will as Cash. Josh is Dusty as well. The rest of the amazing actors we met in season 1. According to Netflix, you need to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Now the big question is, what will happen in season 2?
Do you not understand how unimportant it all is?
You look like a tragic offcut from the Real Housewives. Forget that bitch, let's go.
A lot. A lot will happen if Netflix greenlights the show. I mean, there are so many storylines to explore, so many romances, and so many questions. Yeah, a lot of questions were answered in the finale of season 1, but there was too many messed up love connections that will definitely make a good story for season 2. Harper and Ami spend the entire season fighting and using some harsh words while doing so, but they are reunited now and the status of BFF is renewed. So if season 2 happens, they'll likely try to take down Shook, the person responsible for Harper's abduction that led to her almost being assaulted. Yeah, they also did some revenge in the first installment, but that's not enough and this person deserves more. Shook, however, doesn't seem to be bothered, and I have a feeling that this person will try to do something awful in the next installment. Meanwhile, Malachi, character played by Thomas, and Ami will continue their complicated relationship in the potential new installment. At least we hope so. But what about Darren and Cash's uncertain future? What could happen to them? Cash expressed his feelings while being dragged away by the police, and this was, well, a really intense storyline. Arrested because of what he did with Harper's abduction, even though he didn't really do anything worthy of such charges, Cash's future doesn't look good. As for his relationship with Darren, he might put a pause on that for now. What are your hopes for Cash's future in season 2? Also, what do you think would happen to Harper and her father? Her father's mental health is getting worse and worse, which led to her stabbing him as she was trying to defend herself. Yeah, she's safe spending her time with her family, but the storyline with her father will definitely continue in the upcoming episodes. When talking about the popular remake, the Cash actor Will addressed the Australian representation in the series. He told NME, "I think audiences can expect a lot of really new Australian stories that have never been told before and a lot of characters that we've never seen on Australian TV before," he said, adding that he is really excited to see how people respond to that. These characters and these storylines that have probably never been touched on in Australian TV. So far, viewers and critics alike left only good reviews about the show, most of them complimenting the show's diversity of characters and actors. Queer fans decided to praise the show on social media, asking for more episodes of what will become their all-time favorite show. A lot of fans also applauded the decision to put a non-binary character in Heartbreak High. Interestingly enough, a lot of fans agree that Darren is the best character in the series. We have to ask, do you guys agree with this? In addition to an amazing lesbian rep, #Heartbreak High also has a black non-binary main character, and they literally carry the show. Tune in for them. According to Netflix, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. But seriously, here's what Sienna thinks of the show. Heartbreak High's Quinn really gave me the autistic lesbian representation I have literally been looking for my whole life, and she's played by an actual autistic person. What do you guys want to see in the potential next installment? Since the show is getting more and more popular, we should expect to see another season, but the creators will certainly take their time to make a continuation that will be just as intense, just as messed up, and, well, just as incredible. Also, we should look forward to more of those amazing plot twists. We'll see you in the next video.